Hey, what's up, guys? Brandon here at Midnight Customs. So, I finished up my winch mount on the trailer. Had to do some mods earlier. Uh, got it all tested out, fitted up, everything's working. And today, during the daytime, because it is the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, by the way, everybody. Celebrate your independence. Be safe. And don't lose your fingers. Anyway, what we're going to do is put together a battery box, a secure battery box, well, tray rather, that's going to lock the battery down. If anybody's going to steal it, they're going to steal it. But the harder you make it, the less likely most people are going to try. If they absolutely want it, they're going to take it. But anyway, enough of that. This is what we're doing. Hang on one second here. All right. What we got is some 1.5 by 1.5 1/8" thick angle iron. And I got it cut down already. It's just a skosh longer than the battery itself. That way there's some wiggle room side to side. But what we did was, and I'm actually a big fan of this, this is one of the most recent things that I learned, as you guys have seen in the welding cart project, which is sitting right there. It's almost done. Got a couple more things. Anyway, what we did was we sat this down on top like that, made some marks on these, and then we notched them out, as you can see, in an L. And you get your 90-degree corner. Then what we'll do is we'll weld them up, check for squareness before we start welding, put a couple tacks on, check squareness again in case we got to cut the tack welds off, and then fully weld it up. We'll test fit the battery again, this bad boy right here, and get it all welded up. Anyway, sorry about that. And then what we're gonna do is over here somewheres in my pile of steel, we got some flat bar. We got this one here, that's got a good thickness, but then we got this big one over here. I think that one's 8.5 feet long. We'll have to cut it down. That's quite a bit thicker. But what I think we're gonna do is we're going to cut it down and section it a little bit and put a hinge in there. And I've got some hinges from a previous project. These were the original hinges for Lieutenant Dan, the sheet metal press, or brake, I'm sorry. But they'll come in pretty handy. I think that's what we're going to do, and we're going to build an upright that comes up. We're going to form it to the battery. I got to get some measurements up, over, and down so I know how much of that bar I'm going to need, and we'll probably relief cut the bar to get the bends, and once it's bent and fit up real good, we'll re-weld the relief cuts to give it back its strength. So, and another thing real quick, if you're using one of these lithium iron, oh no, I'm sorry, this one's an AGM. Oh, I made a mistake. Anyway, you that is an AGM battery. I just learned something new. I thought it was a lithium iron. Clearly I can't read very well. Anyway, what I was getting at was, if you got a lithium iron battery or lithium phosphate, whatever, they don't charge the same as AGMs and lead acid and 6-volt. I believe they take a pulse charge. So if you're getting a battery charger for them, make sure that they're set up for lithium. Anyway, this is what we got going on. I'll check back with you after I get this tacked up and get some measurements done. So, fun fact, I actually don't know how to stick weld. My first experience welding is with this machine, the Art Captain MIG 200. It does MIG, flux, stick, TIG, and a spool gun. And probably something else I'm unaware of. Anyway, so I tried my hand with the old welding rod. The missus brought in a 40-pound bag of miscellaneous sized rods. I've never done it before. So it kind of worked out a little bit in my favor. Pretty dirty. I'm not a pro, I don't know. Didn't do so great there. And I actually burned through, I'm probably using too big of a rod. So anyway, long story short, I stopped using the rod and fired up the MIG. So we just did that and got all the holes filled in and whatnot and got her all welded up. Super hot right now, but she's still square. Still square. So I'm gonna let this cool down. I'm gonna grind off my mistakes, and then it's also really hot. It's like 90 something degrees here in the Pacific Northwest, and I'm kind of roasting. Somebody want to send me a turkey baster? That's about where I'm at with it. Anyway, let that cool down, get the welds ground down because they look like crap, and then we'll work on fabricating the not this piece of rebar, just an example, but we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna bend it over and then over again, and we're gonna come across the top of the battery, and I'll have to figure out a bracket or something to put one of them locks on. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll be back with some more of this in a little bit. Alright, so what we did was we took this piece of flat bar and fired up the plasma cutter, and we cut off 24 inches. And then I took it while it was all one piece, set it up against this like so. I took my paint pen and marked where I was going to bend it. I put it in the vise. Took the cutoff wheel and I cut a line. Not all the way through, about a little more than a quarter. That way I could put it in the vise and I could bend it. Now this piece came off while I was bending this section of it, and that's alright because we need to put this on here somewhere. That way I can open it up and get the old battery out. I haven't fully thought this one through, but anyway, to give it its strength back, I did 3 passes, still hot, and filled it up. So we'll work on this some more, and I'll show you the progress we're making. Alright, so we got a battery tray fabbed up out of some 1.5 by 1.5 1/8" angle iron, butt jointed and 90 degree together. Now, and this is still hot, we got a piece of flat bar. What we're gonna do is we're gonna attach it down yonder, bring it over, got a hinge on it, and we're gonna attach it down there. And I'm not done with it, but this is how it's gonna look. And we're going to figure out a locking mechanism, and what will happen is we'll probably end up putting a hinge down there too, but the way it's going to work is it'll come down there, over like that, fold over, fab up a little eyelid on a piece of steel and put a lock on it. That way somebody can't steal the battery off the trailer. And that's what we got. I'm gonna let this cool down. I think I'm just gonna call it a night tonight, and we'll clean this turd up in the morning. Well, here we are, the final installment of the build of this. What we did was we built a theft deterrent battery tray. This is all 1/8 inch angle iron. This is whatever that is, with a 10 gauge plate on top of it. Plus we got a little shield with clearancing for the hinge. So we'll see here. That way we can get the battery in and out if we need to. And then I bought one of those lock dealies. Matter of fact, I got it right here. One of these fancy machined fine piece of hardwares. But guess what? As much as I'd love to use this thing, it doesn't fit far enough against this to lock it. So before we mount this to the trailer, we're going to figure out a lock situation for that. I got one on my other cargo trailer that actually works in there real good, but I haven't decided where I'm going to mount this yet, and I definitely need to put some steel plate down over the wood, not just for this but for the winch, and then we're going to make it so it's harder to steal. I mean, realistically, if somebody wants it and they absolutely got to have it, they're going to take it. But the harder you make it, the less likely people are going to want to mess with it. So the plan is to inconvenience the criminal. Also, because I don't want to keep packing around a battery in and out of the garage every time I got to use the flatbed trailer. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Midnight Customs. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Hit that like and subscribe, share it, drop me a comment, let me know what you think, and check out my friends page. They got some really great stuff going on, and I will link them in the description. Have a good evening.